Day 11 of the lockdown.
भगवान ना करे आप पर ऐसा वक्त आए.
Beard's grown out a little bit, if you notice. Jared, today we're going to be discussing the idea of productivity because everyone's at home, not going to work, and it's getting increasingly weird. Schools, families, friends, governments, and everyone else have conditioned us to believe that if we are not 100% productive, in control, or behind the wheel, we are in some way not doing life justice. Is there a voice in your head that says to you,
how can you be so irresponsible?
क्या?
Now, there are several perspectives to look at life and the way in which you interact with life. These perspectives color our understanding of other people, ourselves, and the world in general. Ever wonder what's going on in the mind of a dog who, of course, doesn't have to worry about getting his groceries, checking if his car works, and, of course, doesn't have to care much about the COVID-19?
And how long do you do this? Do you do this all day?
A dog's attitudes and perspectives are largely limited to the now, but it is human beings who get saddled with thoughts of the future or saddled with thoughts of the past. So, wouldn't it be great to be a dog?
Coronavirus!
There are different states of being and different paths to a variety and an infinite possibility of purposes that you may want to pursue, different ways to experience joy, and different speeds at which people function. So if you feel you've been robbed of your life's purpose or because of the COVID-19 lockdown situation, there's an obstacle that stands between you and your goals.
To you, sir, I say,
different folks, different strokes. Now, when I was a kid, which is ancient history, I'm not that old. Coming back, so when I was a kid, my father used to tell me that there are 3 distinct ways in which a man or a woman can find their purpose in life.
Without purpose, we would not exist.
Now, what are these 3 ways? Dhyaan Yoga,
Sounds that are trapped in your mind.
Bhakti Yoga, and Karma Yoga.
A man provides. And he does it even when he's not appreciated, or respected, or even loved.
Don't worry, I'll explain it.
एक मिनट ठहरो.
Karma Yoga is all about people finding purpose through a certain activity, a profession, a skill, an expertise, or a certain proficiency that they have taken years to master, develop, nurture, and that is the gift that they enjoy sharing with the world. These are the people who start new businesses, are gainfully employed, love being busy, love being attached to a certain project, task, or miscellaneous endeavor, and in the absence of that, they start losing a sense of control. We all have our skill sets, we all have our talents, and that's what Karma Yoga is really all about, channeling and finding the right outlets and the right networks that one can leverage to get that kind of activity out of our system.
अच्छा, बहुत अच्छा.
Dhyaan Yoga is about the path of awareness, which could be through meditation, through being just someone who really enjoys a communion with nature, with intellectual processes, with art forms, and is more of an observer than a live and more dynamic participant in the larger scheme of things. No harm in that. Think of all the people who who spend a greater part of their lives backpacking, meandering, or changing many professions, or not fitting into the conventional definition of what it means to be successful. But they seem happy, they seem sorted, they seem in control, they feel complete within themselves, much to the dismay, perhaps of their partners and families. Dhyaan Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Karma Yoga. Are you with me so far?
What is this?
The last definition, of course, could be controversial, and my intent is not to offend anyone who has strong religious or spiritual views, but these are just my perspectives and they're subjective, so please listen to it with a fistful of salt.
Oh boy! You ready? Yeah! Okay!
Bhakti Yoga is the path of devotion whereby people believe that there's a larger entity or force or higher power or individual who looks a certain way, who is looking over us with an agenda that is something we are not privy to. So our every thought, our every deed, our every desire, whether we have acted upon it or not, is under some kind of scrutiny process that gauges our own morality and depravity on a scale that is set out by this higher force or individual. So that being the bhakti path, and some people find a great deal of respite and comfort and purpose through this path and spend a lot of time just surrendering to existence or feeling prayerful inside their hearts. And of course you have those people for whom it doesn't really work out. So don't be hard on yourself if you aren't fitting a conventional, rehearsed, Ghisa-pita definition of what you should be doing during the lockdown. It's all right for you to meander. It's all right for you to explore other aspects of your personality. It's all right for you to be attached to a project or a task as well. It's all right to be you. You want to meditate? You want to just, sort of sit in the corner and marinate like a big hunk of meat? Do it. You want to sleep? Stare at the ceiling, just put your legs up and do nothing in particular? Do it. You want to pray to some entity that this entire situation, disaster, pandemic, whatever you'd like to call it, blows over time and things go back to normal. If you want to pray and channel your devotion, I say do it. You want to finish a task, a project, or post workout videos, or sort of just get obsessed with a single activity and get really, really good at it and then use that to leverage your profession or your personality, you can do that too. But don't judge yourself, don't get angry with yourself, don't try to push yourself or coax yourself, because these are unconventional times, and unconventional and rather controversial aspects of your thinking and personality might start manifesting in this particular period. So go easy, but that doesn't mean take it easy and stay oblivious. Your needs and your goals need to be adaptive, so don't tie yourself up, don't beat yourself up. Do me a favor and show yourself some kindness and compassion today, will you? Give yourself the time and space to be yourself. You can't be prayerful all the time, the same way you can't be working and highly productive all the time, the same way you can't always be this meditating, levitating, saintly individual all the time. You can't be any of these things all the time, but you can be different things at different times, and that is something you need to appreciate in your personal life so that you can set realistic expectations of yourself. I hope this has offered you some respite, some perspective, and hopefully some entertainment. There's been some feedback that the audio hasn't been clear in some of these videos, but that's because the front mic of my iPhone 10 is busted and I can't get my phone cleaned internally until the stores are open and the quarantine is lifted here in Mumbai. So I'm sorry for the poor audio quality. Until then...
Hello. Mic testing. One, two, three.
What am I supposed to do? I mean, that's like my only option, right?
Mic testing 1 2 3 hello आवाज आ रही है आप लोगों को hello 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 hello.
So whether you choose the Karma Yoga, the Bhakti Yoga, or the Dhyaan Yoga at this time to stabilize, to feel a sense of normalcy in these very, very weird times, whichever path you choose, make it a personal decision and That's about it.